The following program is a SUTV student production. The views expressed are not necessarily those of Salisbury University, the University System of Maryland, its regents, administration, officers, employees, or representatives.
Such as Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Dane Fries.
7:30 in the morning beside the Wayne Street parking lot.
Around the campus. Good evening. Over the weekend, a prominent member of the Salisbury University community died when he was struck by a vehicle while out on a jog near Fruitland. Robert Schultheis, an avid runner, was a graduate of the class of 2000 and served 3 terms on the Alumni Association's board of directors, 2 of which as the board's president. We sat down with Jamie Block, Director of Alumni Relations and Gift Development, who had a close personal and professional relationship with Mr. Schultheis.
And he was at every homecoming, any local alumni event. I mean, he was just everywhere. And it's tough to find people who volunteer, who are extremely selfless like Rob is. I guess was, and it's hard to say that now. I'm not sure, it's tough. It's just tough to keep talking about him without getting a little emotional, I guess. He's just a selfless person that's going to be missed by not just the SU community, the community at large, with just so many people. I don't think he knew how many people he touched, because he was just that kind of guy. I'm just going to miss him, just as a person.
And the funeral for Mr. Schultheis will be this Friday at 11 o'clock at the Asbury Church, and it will be followed by a small reception in the Bistro of Commons. Over the weekend, the university police sent out 2 emails regarding crimes perpetrated against students. The first email warned students against giving money to a man claiming to be collecting donations to help buy books for children of deployed members of the military. Students who gave were given handwritten receipts and told that the university would reimburse a portion of that donation. The second email was to notify students of a strong-arm robbery that took place near Smith Street and of a separate assault that occurred on South Division Street. Police are asking that you contact them if you have information on any of these crimes. And while student safety was mentioned during this week's police forum, there was no talk about pressing issues like the curfew, body cameras, or the federal lawsuit involving the Salisbury Police Department and former SU students. We did talk to some of the forum's attendees and participants.
We got to figure out a better way to get people to read and understand and adhere to some of the advice that we give. A lot of crime and a lot of times people are victimized. It can be avoided. It is preventable if you do certain things.
I just want to get a better understanding of what these police do, especially in our community. And it's just for me as a student to understand what they do here on the university was important as well.
Well, I think it's very important, number one, that the community sees the challenges we face every day in law enforcement and understand a little bit better why we make some of the choices we make, but we also want to hear their concerns. And through the questions, both prepared and those asked by the audience, we had an opportunity to do that. And as you well know, we stress the importance of community involvement, working closer with law enforcement, and I think there was a lot accomplished in this room tonight. I thought it went very, very well.
And this past Thursday, the Wacomico County chapter of the NAACP hosted a candidate forum for those vying for the seats in the city's upcoming election. For more on that forum, we go to SUTV's Sarah Wood.
With Election Day on November 3rd quickly approaching, the Wacomico County NAACP chapter held a local candidate forum for members of the community, students, and candidates to attend. The question-answer format allowed candidates of city districts and mayoral position to address key issues alongside their opponents. We spoke to local members of the community and mayor-to-be about the purpose of forums for voters and their hopes for this election day.
The event went well. A lot of information about Salisbury, which is very positive. It's good to hear the views of the candidates, and they all seem excited for the well-being of Salisbury. with we working together, I think that we're going to have a good election, a good turnout, as well as moving Salisbury in a positive direction.
Well, I think it's critical that every organization that has an interest in the City of Salisbury leadership and the direction that the city goes in be able to hear from the candidates and know what they're getting. But there's nothing like having a forum where candidates have to speak one after the other and the voter can compare them.
I'm hoping that we have a large amount of people to go out and vote. I'm hoping that we break the record in getting people to the polls, going out to vote, because voting has been poor. But I'm hoping that on November 3rd that we break a record.
For SUTV News, I'm Sarah Wood reporting.
Thank you for that, Sarah. And this week for our candidate sit-down, we bring you our interview with Sarah Halcott, who is running against Shani Shields and April Jackson for the District 1 council seat.
I think what is going to make a good city council member is someone who is willing to work with the community, to listen to the needs of the community, and to make those decisions that affect the community based on what's going to work for everybody.
And of course, next week we'll continue to bring you coverage of the city elections. Now, Scott Purdy gives us a look at what to expect in the coming days from Mother Nature. Scott?
Thank you, Eli. So we've got some clear conditions going on in our area. It was a beautiful day for those of you that got outside. There was not a cloud in the sky. Currently 61 degrees. Take a look here at these numbers. Those were today. Those are not records. That's a 35-degree difference in one day, in a matter of 7 hours, actually. That's because we're in such a dry air mass right now due to the high pressure over top of us. This is that high pressure over top of us here. That's going to sway out. This cold front up here, that's going to swoop in, but not until Thursday night into Friday. So this one up top, we were going to get a cold front, and it looked like it, but then the zonal flow from the jet stream kept it from reaching as far south as us, so we won't see anything from that. This is where we're going to get something. This cold front off the Great Lakes is going to be nearly not as cold as the last one that we've had, maybe a few degrees here or so. Here you're going to see that pass over Thursday night. Probably no precipitation, though, because we have such that dry air mass. It's going to be mostly clouds. Coming into tonight, we've got low in the low 30s, mainly clear skies, winds light out of the south to southwest. Mostly sunny tomorrow. It might reach even 80 degrees for those thermometers that are left in the sun, but should be only around 77. And then the clouds moving in late tomorrow with that frontal passage. Looking into our extended forecast here, we have this right here with a southerly flow coming into this mid-latitude cyclone. Depending on how much moisture can be sucked out of the Gulf, will depict whether we're going to get rain or not Sunday night. That's the front right here. You can see it well developed across the United States. It's going to push past us, and depending on how much moisture it has, we'll see whether we get rain or not, or just another layer of clouds. Past us here on Monday is the front, but this is what's scaring me, this low. You can see it's starting to swirl up, and if it works its way up with this low, it will get into the jet stream, and it'll bring a ton of moisture as well as lots of active weather for us. Now this weekend, beautiful day on Saturday. Not that it matters for swimming or volleyball, but your travels to the events should be nice. Should be around 65 degrees for the coin flip for soccer, though. And then going into our 7-day forecast, it's going to be beautiful tomorrow, unseasonably warm. Dropping down then with the cold front on Friday into the 60s still, though. Cooler this weekend, but no clouds. Going to be a beautiful day on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we're going to see clouds in the afternoon, but the rain should hold off. Monday morning, we might see a few showers, but they're going to be clearing throughout the day. Tuesday, mostly sunny, still warm. But Wednesday, it's a toss-up. Whether that low gets pulled up through the jet stream or not, we'll just have to see with some more model outputs. Now back to Eli.
Thanks, Scott. And Zeta Tau Alpha's SU chapter held Pia Zeta to raise money for breast cancer awareness. We spoke to some of the participants in Red Square.
Right here we have Pia Zeta. We do it every semester. Essentially, people around campus, faculty and students can come up, purchase a pie for $1 and choose a sister that they want, and they will just pie them in the face. All proceeds goes to breast cancer research and awareness. Personally, I have a lot of ties with breast cancer. My grandfather had it, and that's very rare. I mean, you don't really hear of a man having breast cancer. It's about 1 in every 1,500, I believe, whereas women, it's 1 in 8. All of our proceeds goes to our Zeta Tau Alpha Foundation, which in part is partnered with American Cancer Society, the NFL, and a Bright Pink.
People just come, donate $20, someone that was affected in their family or something like that. So we get, just people coming, not even wanting to pie anyone that don't want to donate.
And next week, Brooke Reese will be back with even more about what's going on around SU and the city for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That does it for us this week at SUTV. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you back here next week. Good night.
Main Street Park